Hi everyone, this is Logan Greenberg with Sunrise Law Group. I'm making this video because a lot of people ask for our help because they are the beneficiary of a Louisiana trust, but they're not quite sure what the provisions of the trust are, or they're not quite sure what they're entitled to in general. And so there are some basic beneficiary rights that we always advise people they have and can certainly help them secure those rights. And so that's what we want to talk about today. Number one, they have a right to receive an accounting. And what that means is whoever is the trustee or the person who's in charge of the trust really is supposed to give that beneficiary an accounting of the trust property once a year. Certainly if they haven't done it, they have to basically go back and retroactively do an accounting for all the years that they haven't provided it. That accounting needs to include all the receipts of the trust as well as the disbursements of the trust. So you basically, as a beneficiary, you have a right to know exactly what that trust has spent money on or distributed funds for. You also have a right to know what property that trust may have received. So you get to know what I call the inflow and the outflow. The second thing they have a basic right to is what we call in Louisiana a furnishing of information. And the law is somewhat broad, but it essentially says that a beneficiary has a right to be furnished with information regarding the trust by the trustee. The two most important things that you have a right to in the information is, number one, the accounts themselves. So you get to know what the accounts are and what's currently in them. So you always get to know what are the basic balances of all accounts held by the trust. Number two, and this might be the most important, you get to see any documents related to the trust. You or your lawyer can request at any time to inspect all the documents related to a trust. Now what that means is you are entitled to look at the trust document itself. You're entitled to look at any bank statements or any contracts that the trust may have entered into. So you basically get to look at anything that relates to the trust at all that involves some sort of documentation. And so these are your basic rights as a beneficiary to a Louisiana trust. Every beneficiary has them unless a person creating the trust has removed these rights, which is extremely rare. And so it's important for someone to know that if they are a beneficiary of a Louisiana trust, they have many rights available to them. They don't have to be left in the dark. We can go help them get a lot of answers. We just have to do it in the proper procedural way. So if you're the beneficiary of a Louisiana trust and you want to exercise some of these rights and you want to know what your next steps forward are, please feel free to reach out to us at any time.